For almost 6 years, NXT's premium live events had made the jump from the WWE network over to Peacock with some of the most iconic moments in NXT history, including Obafemi becoming NXT champion twice in the same year. However, we found out recently that NXT's premium live events will now be making the move to YouTube. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be a permanent thing, as well. Obviously, you guys are fully aware that WWE's main roster PLE'S, including WrestlePalooza from last September, including PLEs like Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, as well as the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber, have all made the jump to ESPN, and it will remain on ESPN for the next 5 years. Many people have been wondering if NXT's PLEs will be making the jump to any other platform besides YouTube. Interestingly enough, we already know that WWE's teammate, if you will, wrestling promotion teammate, if you will, AAA, have made the jump over to WWE's YouTube page for the United States, as well in the Latin American territories, like Mexico and Chile and whatnot. They've all made the move to Fox and Espanol. So with that being said, many people have asked, what platform should NXT be moving their shows over to, and why? Honestly, there are a few platforms that the NXT could make the jump to, as their permanent home. However, for now, we've been told that NXT's PLEs will be on YouTube for the foreseeable future. Give me 1 second, guys. Something just came up. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Something came up. It's my group chat. It's my group chat. Trust me. The guys in my group chat are trying to hate on me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that being said, there are a few platforms that NXT could make the jump to. One of them is obviously being Netflix. One of the key things that WWE could capitalize on when it comes to NXT and Netflix is the ideal that more and more people that watch Netflix can get into NXT, and of course also Monday Night Raw, which honestly seems like it's a good idea on paper, and in our minds. It seems like it's a good idea. But the reason why WWE made the jump over to YouTube is pretty much for the exact same reason. One of the key things that WWE wants to do is they want to expand the fan base by more than 34%, which means that 34% will be watching NXT's premium live events on YouTube every time and NXT PLE comes up. Like with a week from tomorrow will be NXT Stand and Deliver, which will take place 2 weeks before WrestleMania, which seems a lot of a better idea than to have Stand and Deliver take place on WrestleMania Saturday. And the reason for that is because WWE wants their fans to get more hyped up for WrestleMania rather than Stand and Deliver, which seems a bit abrasive, if you will. It seems a bit abrasive. But to be fair, if you compare this year's WrestleMania to last year's, this year's WrestleMania is probably going to be one of the most hyped WrestleManias we have ever had in a long time. I would probably say even more hyped than WrestleMania 17, and that's saying a lot because even WrestleMania 17 inside the Astrodome back in 2001 was extremely hyped. That night was the night that ultimately destroyed the Attitude Era, because we all know the Attitude Era revolved around the rivalry between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. With this year's WrestleMania having 4 of the biggest stars main eventing both nights of WrestleMania, being CM Punk versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, we could be looking at one of the greatest WrestleMania weekends of all time. So with NXT's PLEs moving over to YouTube, some people believe that it seems like it's a good idea to have them remain on YouTube rather than on Netflix or somewhere else like ESPN. But one of the big questions that has been talked about for a while, it's the question of whether or not WWE is going to make you purchase YouTube Premium. Because obviously you guys know, for YouTube Premium, I believe it is $9.99 a month, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Let me see. YouTube Premium. So there are four different plans that you can choose from with YouTube Premium. If you get the individual plan, it's $13.99 a month. If you get the family plan, it's $22.99 a month, allowing up to 5 family members to use the plan. The student plan becomes $7.99 per month after a 1-month free trial, and then of course, which it's mainly used for those who are going to college or university or whatever. And then Premium Lite is $7.99 a month, which offers ad-free videos without YouTube Music. And all these plans provide ad-free streaming, offline downloads, and access to YouTube Music. Interestingly enough, the question is, could YouTube Premium become a factor going into Stand and Deliver? And in my opinion, the answer is no. And the reason for that is simply because of AAA. If you guys do not know, over the course of the last year, ever since WWE announced their partnership with AAA, every single one of AAA's big events have all streamed live on WWE's YouTube page, all of which included their weekly shows. I actually have YouTube on my Fire Stick right here, including their weekly shows, their big pay-per-view events, you know, like Rey de Reyes. Um, what else? Alianzas. What else? Weta de Titanes. Alianzas I mentioned. Worlds Collide was another pretty big one for WWE and for AAA. What else was there? Triple Mania, which is obviously one of AAA's biggest shows in 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 AAA history. Airing all that shit for free, and I think that's what's gonna end up being the same for 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 NXT. However, if you really think about it, the question becomes: is this going to be a permanent thing, or will this be a temporary thing? My opinion, I think it's going to be a permanent thing, and the reason for that is because they don't want to overcrowd. They don't want to overcrowd live events for for Netflix. Obviously, with the fact that you can watch Raw on Netflix every single Monday live at 5, um, or in the morning depending on where they are at in the world. If they're overseas, then it'll come on pretty early in the morning, especially here in California. But on the east side of the U.S., which is Florida, Georgia, New York, Toronto, it'll come on pretty late, like around like 8 or something like that at night, and then like noon Pacific. I think we'll probably I think noon Eastern if they're overseas. Um, so I think they don't want. They're trying to not overcrowd the live the live events, I guess, if you will. Which in a manner of speaking, it makes sense because with every single one of NXT's PLEs, including all of their takeover events having to move over to YouTube over the course of the last year now, some have argued that this could very may will be a permanent thing, and in a manner of speaking, my opinion, it is. Reason being is because, as I said, every single one of NXT's big events have all made their way made their way to YouTube, including last year's No Mercy, Heatwave, the Great American Bash, Battleground, Stand and Deliver last year, Vengeance Day, NXT Deadline, No Mercy I mentioned, Battleground I mentioned, War, NXT War Games, all their takeovers, including NXT Takeover 30, NXT Takeover Portland, Takeover Toronto, Takeover New York, Phoenix, Chicago, Philly. Every last NXT event have all made their way to YouTube. Even their weekly shows had all made their way to YouTube. So it seems like this is going to be a permanent thing, which is pretty cool because, again, they're trying to expand the fan base by more than 30%, and I think this is the perfect way to do that. But as far as how long this will last, only time will tell. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.